here on the People Chronicles, and this series is a feature for Opportunity House. The name itself captures my imagination. What do they say? When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss that door. Opportunity House is a facility here in Reading, Pennsylvania, and with me in the studio at the People Chronicles, Delia McClendon and Alice Dillman. Thank you for coming by, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Delia, you and I have talked for years and years and years, so it's
Yes, we
nice
have.
to sit with you. You're the Vice President of Shelter and Housing.
Yes, I am.
What does that mean?
That means that I oversee the day-to-day operations of what goes on at Opportunity House in our shelter programming as well as our housing programs.
That's the biggest question. What does go on at Opportunity House? What happens there?
What happens there is people are presented with the opportunity to get back on their feet. We offer them services that are conducive to going from homelessness to going back into the community and being self-sufficient.
How do people find you, or how do you find people?
Well, we don't normally find people. People normally find us. Word of mouth, advertising that we do in newspapers here and there, but people always manage to find us.
I like the fact that you changed your name years ago from a shelter to Opportunity House because you provide so much more than shelter.
Yes, we do. Again, we have a team of 4 case managers. Everyone is assigned a case manager when they get there. From the day the person shows up till the day they're ready to go, the first thing we ask them is, how are you going to leave here? That's the first question. During your intake, we ask them, what's your plan for getting out? You just
No, wait a
got
minute.
here.
So you come in and you say, how are you getting out?
Yes, because you need to start thinking about that from the day you show up. How I'm here now, I'm homeless, but how am I going to get back on my feet and get back into the community? So at least if we plant the seed the day you get there, then you're going to start thinking about it too.
So it sounds to me like Opportunity House isn't a place to shelter. It's a place to put people back on their feet.
It is. It's does both of those things. It's a place
Right.
to shelter, and it's a place to get back on your feet.
And how has Opportunity House affected you, Alice?
Well, I first came to Opportunity House all the way back in 1998, and my children were just babies then, like 4 and 5 years old, and I had lost my apartment because I was laid off from my job at that time. It was the first time in my life I ever needed, I didn't even know they existed at that time, and one of my neighbors had told me about them, and I went over there, I was accepted in. And ever since then, in some way or another, Opportunity House has been a great big phase of my life. They have helped me in so many ways. I was addicted to drugs at one time. Very, very, it was really bad. And that's where my recovery really started, at Opportunity House, yes. And they taught me more about who I am as a person. They taught me so many things, life skills that I hadn't known, and I didn't know that I didn't know.
That's wait a minute. So you lost your house and you have 2 little babies, and somebody tells you about Opportunity House. What did you think it was then?
I had no idea. I was scared to death. I had no idea. My first day in there, all I did was cry. It was very crowded at the time. It was right before Thanksgiving, and I had no idea what I was stepping into. I had never been homeless or in any kind of need for anything really in my life before that point. And all it took was for me to be laid off from a job, that I wasn't going to be called back to and not able to pay the bills and stuff anymore.
So any one of us are just one step away from homelessness. You never know what could happen in your life. When did you meet Delia?
I met Delia that first day, I think, or the second day at the very least. At the time, she was the director of case management, and I wasn't her client right away, but after a while, I think I was having trouble with who was my case manager at the time, and I went to Delia and I said, could you please take me on a shoot? And we were not friends like we are now then, so she agreed reluctantly, but she
So-
took me on, and that was a really big help for me too, because she took me under her wing then, and
So Alice, when Delia took you under her wing and you found a sort of safe haven, what opportunities presented themselves as a result of your relationship with Delia and just knocking on that door at Opportunity House?
I think that is the first time that I ever heard of a lot of other options that were available to me that I hadn't,
Yeah.
like, I didn't know that I had any kind of options to get help for mental health issues or drug addiction issues. I didn't know any of these things, and I was pointed in the right direction and everything by Delia, given names of agencies and everything to go to start getting help and start to repair the damage of my life, you know, so that I could get back on my feet. And that's exactly what happened then.
Sounds like a great big door opened.
A whole, yes.
And what do you do now?
I work at Opportunity
You
House
work there?
now, yes.
Is that paying it forward, all of the opportunities
Yes, it
presented to
is.
you?
Yes,
Yeah?
it is.
And what do you do there?
I'm a house manager with transitional housing.
And so you tracked her down. Why was that important to you?
Because I knew what Alice had gone through, and I knew that she would be able to really relate to the women when they feel like, oh my gosh, my burden is so heavy and I'm never going to be able to get out of this shelter. I knew that Alice would be able to pull a woman aside like I did with her and say, listen, here's what you got to do. Here's where I was. Here's where I am now. This is what you have to do in order to get yourself where you want to go, because she has that skill. She's been through that.
So you're not only telling it, you've already walked the walk and you're clearing the path for others.
Yes.
And that's what Opportunity House is all about. I'm excited about this new
Yes.
series here on the
Yes, it
People
is.
Chronicles. Thank you for coming in, and we look forward to more stories from your Delia.
Thank you.
Alrighty, bye-bye.